Unit 17, and then Thursday I already recorded Unit 18, so you need to listen to that, and then there's a quiz over 16 through 18 that you'll do, plus your assignments. So you can do that. I think Ms. Bennett said that the school will be open, or the labs will be open in the afternoon because Mr. Flynn will be here if you want to come up, but otherwise you can do it somewhere else. So on Unit 17, it's about poured-in-place concrete columns and walls. Oh, I didn't project it. Do y'all need it projected, or are you just going to look at your screens? Okay. Poured-in-place concrete columns and walls. There's two major components, walls and columns, and then there's different types from there. You got security walls, shear walls, tilt-up walls, retaining walls, and then it talks about the reinforcing in those walls, and then your assignment, you'll be drafting some of that. But with these slides that I'm showing, it's just a little bit better depiction of how the walls work. You cast your footings, and then you put your reinforcing, you tie it together, and then it goes up into the wall. Here's a detail of a wall, a concrete wall attached to a footing where the reinforcing has been tied together, so you can see how that's done. Typically the reinforcing is placed in one or two layers of vertical or horizontal reinforcing bars, and then it's tied together. Here's another wall. This is a shear wall. Shear wall means that it's going to resist lateral forces like wind or earthquake. And in this case, they've got a lot of reinforcing at the ends where there's going to be more shear than in the middle. So you can see what that looks like. Here's some shear, more shear walls, a lot of reinforcing in those. This is probably a high-rise building. Well, it is a high-rise building. And usually the core, where the elevators and the bathrooms are in the middle of a high-rise building, that's where your shear walls are, because you don't need windows and you can pretty much build a solid wall all the way up. And that'll help hold your building together. Excuse me. There's also retaining walls. They talk about in this chapter. This is just a picture of a retaining wall. This is talking about control joints and such if you need, but that's not an issue here. Here's a tilt-up. Tilt-up can be either done pre-manufactured in a factory and brought to a site, or they can cast the wall in place, flat on the ground, and then tilt it up as the name implies. So what do you do when you cast a column? First you got to lay your footing, because it talks about some columns, I think in here, or is that the next chapter? I can't remember. Yeah, talks about columns. Then, this is the reinforcing that they talk about in the chapter. You can have rectangular or vertical bars going up in a rectangular pattern or spiral with the ties around it that, of course, keep it in place and not allowing it to buckle out. Depending on the loads, is depending on how many bars you need. But this is just a good depiction of what that would look like. Here's a plan view of the bars and reinforcing in the concrete columns. Again, the engineer will call out what they need. Sometimes, according to this, you can place this reinforcing in the field, or it can be prefab, where it comes already put together, and then they just set it up upright in the field. And these are just different patterns, how they would do it. Pretty stiff column there. There's some more columns, and then you can see how they'll tie them to the next level and then start all over. Down here they've already got the concrete poured, and then they're going to pour on up. Column forms can either be just built on site, or they can be you try to reuse them as much as possible, but sometimes you can't. But here they're putting the form around the steel they've already erected. And then they got to pour the concrete into the form. You always pour the concrete as close as possible to its destination because you don't want it to fall a long way and get all segregated. So that's why they can't like build a whole column 10 feet tall or 10 stories tall. They have to do it in layers. And there's one that's finished with the rebar sticking out, ready for the next floor. But I just wanted to show you those, and then in the chapter you can see the different depictions of the concrete walls and their reinforcing patterns. And it talks about wall and column engineering drawings versus placing drawings. Again, the placing drawings are similar to shop drawings. That has more information about the exact placement of the steel and how it's, the ties are put in there and the bends, the radius of the bends and stuff. It has pictures of, on page 250, of a gravity retaining wall, which we'll be using in your exercise. And it shows what tilt-up walls might look like. It shows engineering drawings versus placing drawings on the next page. If you're looking at page 252, you see a column engineering drawing. It's very general. Placing drawings on the next page, you can see that has a lot more detail. For your exercise for this chapter, you're going to do reinforcement activity 1 and 2. Let me see if I can. Let's see. Anyway, it's 1 and 2. Figure 1714 shows a foundation plan for a self-service gas station. That's on the next page. The concrete slab is 75 by 150 in the center of the area. Draw an engineering drawing for the gravity retaining wall on the left side of the concrete slab. The wall should be 4 foot tall by 3 foot wide at the top and 4 foot 0 at the bottom. The plan should be similar to that of 17.9. So if you look back on page 17.9, you see a gravity retaining wall engineering drawing. Your plan will look very similar to that, except you're going to follow the specifications in reinforcement activity 1 as far as the size and the width and stuff. On number 2, you're going to do a placing drawing for the retaining wall that you just drew, and that plan should be similar to that in figure 1712. So you can see the difference. If you look at 17.9 and 1712, you can see the additional information you'll have to add for a placing drawing. Those are the only 2 exercises, and then again, like I said, on Thursday, you'll need to move on to Unit 18, listen to the lecture online, add a comment for your participation, do the quiz, and then I think on that one I only have one activity, which is number 2, but it's listed in the calendar. And then next week, we'll do 19, and then we'll have next exam on Thursday, November 14th. And that won't be drawing, that'll just be questions and answers over all of the units since the last one. So that'll be 11 through 19. Okay, any questions? Okay.